Hi, my name is Donna Brennan. I am an author and a speaker, and I am here with multi-published author Terry Whalin. Terry is also an acquisitions editor at Morgan James Publishing, and Terry will be taking pitches at the Colorado Christian Writers Conference this August 26th to 28th, and it's going to be a virtual conference this year. So that is something to look forward to. And I had some questions for you, Terry. Now, Morgan James is a hybrid publisher. Can you explain to us what is meant by the term hybrid publisher?
Sure, Donna. Great to be with you today. Morgan James is known as one of the top independent publishers in the country. We've been on Publishers Weekly list here 9 times over the last 18 years. Even with a worldwide pandemic going on, Donna, we published around 200 books last year. So we're known as a medium-sized New York publishing house. Our books at Morgan James have been on the New York Times list 29 different times. They've been on the Wall Street Journal bestseller list over 60 times. You can't really do that unless you're selling books in the brick and mortar bookstores as well as online. And online, for example, we're not just on Amazon, we're on over 1,800 online bookstores. So we sell at Target.com and BarnesandNobles.com, all those places out there.
Yeah, that's good.
Several years ago, when I was going through the Philadelphia airport, I missed my connection. I had to spend the whole day in the Philadelphia airport. And out of sheer boredom, I walked in the airport bookstore and I actually found my Billy Graham biography that I wrote about Billy Graham in the airport bookstore. So it just shows you the depth of the types of things that we're doing at Morgan James.
Okay, but can you explain a little bit what a hybrid publisher is, but how it differs from a traditional publisher?
Yeah, the good news is we're treated as a traditional publisher out there, but so we sell in the bookstores, but as a part of Morgan James, we have a whole different model. I mean, I've published more than 60 books with traditional publishers, so I understand that traditional model very well, and I know on almost every front, Morgan James is different. The way we work with authors, all those kinds of details. But as a part of the process, the author commits to buying a certain number of books over the lifetime of the book. So, for example, on the nonfiction side, you get the books from us at our exact print costs plus $2. So you commit to buying 2,500 copies. You have years to buy those books, but there is, we ask for the $2 over the print price up front. So we ask for a $5,000 fee up front. It's the same on fiction, except it's less books. It's 1,000 books at the print cost plus $5. So it's, again, $5,000 deposit up front.
But that's the only cost, right?
That's the only cost. That's the only cost. We do pay a small advance. Our royalties are higher than traditional publishers. When I worked for a traditional publisher about 15, 16 years ago, I offered them 10%. Our royalties escalate and they start at 20%. We pay them monthly. So there's a lot of differences, subtle but important differences about the way we work out there in the market.
And then who maintains the copyright?
The author does, which is very, very important to us. We actually have the author actually apply for that copyright rather than us. So it's just in the author's name. I always tell people to do that at the end, though, because the very last part of the process is to mail a couple of copies of the book to the Library of Congress. So you don't want to do it till your book's already done.
Okay. And so that sounds really good. There was something else I was going to ask and I just completely forgot. But that all sounds good. How quickly, if an author works with you, could they expect to see their work in print?
Yeah, that's a great question. We can have books for the author usually about 10 to 12 weeks after they turn in an edited manuscript to get it done. We design the covers and the interiors and the ebooks and the audiobooks, all that part of the thing. Getting them in the bookstore that's more of a methodical process. We're typically about 10 to 12 months out on getting the book sold into the bookstore, which is, I mean, I've worked with publishers that are 18 to 24 months out on that part of the process. So we're fairly quick on getting them in the bookstore. You can get the ebook out earlier than the print book, but typically on the print book, we're about 10 to 12 months out.
And getting the books into the bookstore is something it's very difficult to do if someone wants to do it independently, right? But you have connections.
It is very difficult to do. We're distributed by Ingram, which is the biggest book distributor in the world, but we work with a specialized team within Ingram called Ingram Publishing Services, and which means we have over 100 sales reps that sell the book into those brick and mortar bookstores as well as the online bookstores. And they work with as many as 600 publishers. So the way Morgan James stands out from those 600 publishers is we were one of their beta publishers. So we started with them in this program. And for the last 10 years, we've been in the top 15 of the different publishers that they work with in terms of sales and volume. So those guys like us. They're very interested in helping us get our books broadly out there into the market.
So you kind of guide the author too to get their book published. So you provide them with services like the book covers and all that stuff. You take care of that, right? The book
we
covers?
do. We take care of the book covers. We take care of the interiors, the ebooks, the audiobooks. The other unusual thing that we do at Morgan James is we have these marketing calls with our authors that are free. We're still coaching authors that came to us in 2005. Wow. And in those calls, we're all about helping the author know what they should be doing, hold them as accountable as they'll let us. And Morgan James, we publish about 40 of the guerrilla marketing titles that have sold 21 million copies out there. And guerrilla marketing as a philosophy is all about using your mind and your imagination instead of your pocketbook. So it doesn't have to cost you a lot financially as an author to be marketing your book. But I tell every author it's going to be 80% up to you to sell books. This is our way of supporting you as an author. We know what's really working. And like I say, we're still coaching authors that came to us in 2005. So we're in it for the long haul to help them be successful and sell books.
Okay, well, thank you very, very much. And I look forward to seeing you at the Colorado conference.
Thank you, Donna. Great to be with you today.
Okay, take care.